Panther people, what up? I got a suggestion for these Carolina Panthers. It could save their season, but could also gain them some respect. What's going on? You watch Japan that's posted. Phil Perkins, thanks for joining. Yeah, the channel's still here. It's still here thanks to you guys, the viewers, you guys and gals. I think there's like 0.01% of you are women. Over 6,000 subs now. That was my goal, to get to 6,000 subs by week 1. It is week 2. We reached it. Thank you very much. Without you, this channel doesn't exist. Without you guys, I would still do it, because this is therapy for me. Hopefully it's therapy for you guys, because dang, damn it, we need it. Week 2, Jim Harbaugh and the Los Angeles Chargers are taking on the Carolina Panthers. Absolutely nobody is choosing the Panthers to win. Nobody. It is a straight sweep. Everybody thinks the Chargers are going to win. I'll let you know what I think, but this is something that I'm going to suggest to this team. And I am somebody who did not play past university football, played for a year. But this is just coming from a fan who has watched this team, because let's be honest, some of these players, besides Ike Ekwonu, I highly doubt the Carolina Panthers were their favorite team. Maybe the Cowboys were their favorite team, or the Packers, or the Bears, or the Rams, but probably not the Carolina Panthers. So this is coming from a guy who is a Panthers fan, and this is what I think is missing. This defense is supposed to be the strength. The Carolina Panthers, they have a GM who was a former linebacker when this team was a formidable foe. Their defense was feared. And there is something missing on this defense besides the talent. There is no tenacity. I know it's just week 1, but I'm not seeing any cutaways from the crews on the field, camera crews on the field, of players getting hyped, getting fired up, firing up each other. They're yelling at each other when there's a coverage miss, but there's no Luke Kuechly out there. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. I know there's no Luke Kuechly out there talent-wise, but the leadership on the field defensively, yelling, giving commands, just an absolute dog. That's what we want, right? We want dogs. Were there any dogs on the field on Sunday against Saints? No, there were some hot dogs. There's some hot dogs that they're slipping all over each other, not talking to each other. I saw not one player that just, it felt like the game took them over. They were a different person. They were Weapon X. If you remember Brian Dawkins from the Philadelphia Eagles, that man transformed. You see him on the sidelines, or you see him on a Tuesday night out with his family out for dinner. Completely, you would not even know who that guy is compared to what you saw on the Sunday. The man transformed into Weapon X. He had the blacked out visor, one of the scariest people in the NFL. Luke Kuechly, pretty as hell, but on the field, the scariest MFer in the world. And I'm not seeing any of that. Shaq Thompson, he played with Luke. I want to see that out of him. J.C. Horn, I want to see. I know that might not be your demeanor, but someone's got to take it. Someone's got to take that crown as the hype man on the defense, because I'm seeing none of it. And someone's got to step up. Derek Brown is out. And that guy's calm, cool, and collected. They called him the president for a reason. They say he could be like, a president in the future. He's a politician. I don't want a politician. I want a dictator. I want a dictator on the field just going absolutely nuts. And if you lose by 10, please don't lose by 30. But this defense has to take this personal, that they got beat up by a Saints team that most people thought was going to be mid this year. And you made Derek Carr look like a Hall of Famer. Our buddy, flying from across the pond, the Panther Magpie Channel, coming from the northernest part of England, flying to Charlotte to watch his favorite team. And he's fired up. He's not upset like some of us. I'm sure he is. But he is going to bring the energy. I know he is. If you guys ever watch Newcastle game in the Premier League, they bring the noise. Like I'll say outright, European football fans, European sports fans in general, they destroy North American fans. I'm sorry, when it comes to spirit. Non-stop singing, non-stop yelling, throwing batteries, throwing darts, throwing Ziploc bags full of piss. They're crazy. So do it for guys like that who are making the trip before this even started, bought their plane ticket, bought their football game tickets, and they're going to Charlotte, and it's the Mecca to them. And they're looking to have a good time and give them a good time. But before we talk about the game, it really feels like the theme of this week is coulda, woulda, shoulda week. Because not only is former Carolina Panther quarterback for about 9 weeks, Jim Harbaugh, coming into Bank of America Stadium as the new coach of the LA Chargers, but also he was a coach that was rumored to not being recruited by the Carolina Panthers, but literally picking up his phone or his agent's phone, calling Dave Tepper and be like, hey, my guy, Jim Harbaugh, you know him, really successful NFL coach, successful collegiate coach, just won a national championship with the University of Michigan. Yeah, he wants to coach your team. He's thinking he's wondering to see if you want him to coach your team. What did Tampa say? No, no, too much personality. Won't do my weekly meetings. Bye. Now look what we got. You have a culture setter in Jim Harbaugh. Not saying Dave Cannell's not. He's bringing his own culture to the team. Might take some time because he is an unknown commodity in the NFL at the head coaching position. But Jim Harbaugh coming to Bank of America Stadium, being a running first team, run smash mouth team. That's what Dave Cannell says he wants to be. Didn't show it last week. Jim Harbaugh said he's going to be that guy in the offseason. Is that guy right now? Justin Herbert, quarterback. You could say he's elite or not. I don't think so yet, but he is reduced to be a game manager right now. I think 144 yards passing. The only passing touchdown was to Lad McConkey. Also, woulda, coulda, shoulda been bowl. I was saying I don't like Xavier Lee yet, but right now, Justin Herbert is just Alex Smith. The man's just handing it off right now to J.K. Dobbins and company. So that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. But also, another woulda, coulda, shoulda part of this week is the fact that the Texans and Bears are taking each other on. So you got the guy in C.J. Stroud, the Panthers didn't pick first overall, taking on the guy the Panthers just traded away to the Bears in order to get Bryce Young and Caleb Williams. So that's that could be fun to watch. That could be fun to watch. All right, so let's talk about the game itself. Keys to victory / respect. So it doesn't have to be, you know what, keys to victory or respect. Because even if you don't win, just don't lose by 30. Don't lose by 35 or whatever the score was. Just keep it within low double, like 10. Lose by 10. Okay? Number one. And it's going to be number one, as I said in the first preview of the Saints game. Protect Bryce at all costs. And that means multiple things. Protect him in the pocket, which the Panthers did. I think every single one of the offensive linemen were in the 80s, according to PFF. They took care of Bryce. They did. And I think that's what made last week so disappointing. This is the last time I'm going to say it. The pocket was clean. It was clean. He was clean besides some safety blitzes or corner blitzes that he did not pick up. Dave Canales didn't pick up. That's not on the offensive line. The offensive line did their job. And so they're protecting him. And that's what made last week so disappointing because the pocket was clean. Bryce just wasn't making the throws. That's it. Pocket was clean. Keep that going. Everybody's healthy still. Keep that going. Number two, in terms of protecting Bryce at all costs, scheme guys open. That happened. Guys were open. Xavier Lee open. Physical guy. Let it fly. See what he can do. Adam Thielen, man was open. Deontay Johnson, didn't get much of a look at him last week. The man is open. The man is open. So just keep doing that. Hopefully, at some point, it's going to click for Bryce, and he's going to find his guys. He's not going to second-guess guys who are open. He's not going to try to force it to guys who are covered. He's going to be aggressive when he needs to be aggressive. He's going to be passive when he needs to be passive. That right there, protect Bryce at all costs. And that also means letting him know you're giving him the options to, give him the freedom to call plays at the line, set up protections if something does come up, because everyone's got the tape on Bryce now. Number two, again, this is copy and paste from week one. Run the damn ball. How is Chuba Hubbard getting less than 20 yards rushing? How is Chuba Hubbard, even in a losing effort, even though if you're losing by 10-0, why is he only getting 6 rushes a game? I know it's just week one, but if you look at the past, one of the more successful coaches in the Panthers' tenure last couple of years was Steve Wilkes. And I know he was the interim. Probably should have been the head coach. Add that to why the Panthers are cursed. The man wanted to keep pounding. He knows the keep pounding mentality. That's exactly what he did. Just pound the freaking rock. Do it with Chuba Hubbard. Put in Miles Sanders, Raheem Blackshear, friggin' Jatavian Sanders. Run the damn ball. Number three, Bryce, it's all on you. It is literally on you. And obviously the defense, I talked about defense at the beginning of the show. Right? It's an effort thing. Not an effort thing, but I don't know what it is. Ejiro Evero knows what he's doing. This is his second year with the team. There are guys on this team who are scheme fits, who are aware of the Ejiro Evero way of defense. So they know what they got to do. I already talked about that in the beginning. But it's on Bryce to just... I'm not going to say calm down. I'm going to say take a little bit of that Luke Kuechly juice and inject into your veins. Don't get the whole thing, because I don't need you to run into offensive linemen anymore or try to take on linebackers or safeties in the open field. Just a little bit more intensity. Just a little bit more. And I'm not talking about the camera footage of him smiling after throwing that pick in his first pass of the game, of the year. I'm just saying, have some respect for yourself. People talking crap, prove them wrong. That's it. once the game is done, Sunday afternoon, I'll give you my recap. Thanks for joining. Subscribe, share. See you guys soon.